What have I done? What have I become? I can't describe this. This is my mid-mic crisis.
Hello and welcome to the Mid-Mic Crisis. I am Bunchu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host, Chamber. Chamber, how you doing, buddy? This is
I am doing very well.
I mean, congratulations
hey.
are in order, I guess, right? Is that where we start here? I don't even know. It's been a wild, what day was it even? Saturday night?
Saturday night, yeah.
Okay, so you've now had 4 days or so to just consume nothing but the big news in your life. We won't quite get there yet. We'll ease into it, but you had some big news in your life as a one of your greatest loves, I think, in life.
Absolutely. One of my longest loves, one of my greatest loves.
Yeah, so you had some big news happen on Saturday evening. Actually, not evening. It was like middle of the night shit. It was
technically
wild.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, and was it after midnight even?
Holy cow. Yeah, it was.
And so you've had 4 days now to digest all of this. So I'm very excited to talk to you about it. And we're going to talk a little AI today as well. So this is going to be a little bit of an AI/sports show. So we're going to talk some sports, we're going to talk some AI, and we're going to demonstrate some things and wrap it all together. So
and is that ribbon in the form of betting? Is that how we're going to tie that together?
Yeah, we'll tie it together with some betting today. We'll get the action going. So
yeah, big news. I mean, last week we talked a lot of DeepSeek. Now we're back to OpenAI again. I feel like
they're just jockeying for position. The wars are on. The wars are on. The OpenAI news that we'll talk about, I mean, it's pretty crazy what this thing can do. There's a couple other things that we didn't even touch on last week. So we'll touch on some new big updates from OpenAI today. But first, let's get to your personal news, because this is affecting you personally.
It's so funny. So I'm a massive Los Angeles Lakers fan.
Yes.
Have been for 30 plus years. Yeah, like a long time. I think 91 is when I became a Laker fan. So however long, a long time. And sometimes some days are good, some days are bad. On Saturday night, Sunday morning was a great day. The Lakers that night were playing your New York Knicks
and beat them
handedly. We had just lost Anthony Davis, our all NBA center, to a small injury. So he's going to be out, he was going to be out for a week-ish, 7-10 days, that kind of thing. So it was the first game he had missed was playing against the Knicks. So I was going into it thinking, hey, we're going to lose this game. Knicks are a quality team. We end up winning. So I am
not only that game, but you're on like a 3-game heater, huh?
Yeah, we are. We beat Boston. We beat the Clippers last night. We beat the Knicks. So some quality wins in there. So Saturday night, I'm on the high of the win, and I fall asleep on the couch.
I'm smoking
weed. I'm smoking weed. I have some edibles in me. I am the medicine has taken over at this point, and I fall asleep on the couch, and I wake up about 3:00 in the morning on the couch, and
you went out. You were hard out.
Cold. Yeah, I was like, I'm having too much fun. This is a good time. So I wake up It's 3 a.m. And are you like an edible? You've had edibles before, I'm assuming, right? So I don't know. When you wake up from like edibles in the middle of the night, you're very disoriented. You know what I mean? Like
you're groggy.
You're groggy. You don't know what's happening.
Especially if you fall asleep on the couch.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So I grab my phone and I look at it as I'm hopping into bed, and I can see like there's like I have notifications set for a few
noties. Yeah, you got noties popping.
I got Sham's noties always on.
Oh, so for those who may not know, who is Sham?
Shams Charania is the newsbreaker in the NBA. I don't know if he does. I honestly don't even know if he does other sports, but 100% does the NBA. And
I think he only does the NBA.
I think he does. I think he only does the NBA. But he gets the news before everybody else.
Now, is he like the new? Is he the new?
He's the new Woj. So it was Woj and him were like Coke and Pepsi, and then Woj just retired. So it's just Shams now. So I see that Shams in the middle of the night has put out alerts, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what's happening here. And I look at my phone, and I'm not a strong reader to begin with. So you layer all of these things on top of one. I'm trying to read what I'm seeing, and I see Anthony Davis and I see Luka Dončić, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, Luka is a Laker, and we traded him for Anthony Davis and like a pick. And I'm like, that can't be real.
And you're like, wow, I am high.
I am super high. Well, not only that, there's also...
You're like, how many of these did I eat?
For NBA Twitter, there is an account called... So there's NBA Central that will drop kind of NBA news, but there's also NBA Central, which is...
like the parody account of it?
A parody account, but drops the craziest like bullshit. It's like The Onion. It's NBA Twitter, The Onion. And so I'm like, at first I'm like, that's what I'm reading. It's not Shams and I go on my timeline and all the people that I follow are just absolutely losing their mind. It's now been like an hour and a half, 2 hours since the news had launched. And like, it's been sorted out. So, but everybody thought Shams got hacked. 100% hacked. Hacked was trending on Twitter. This is how big the news was. And I still don't believe it. We traded a 32-year-old, soon to be 32-year-old, end of his prime.
I was wondering how old he was. I was wondering how old he was. Like I remember him in college days at Kentucky and all that kind of stuff.
That was a long time ago, right? So yeah, he's soon to be 32, arguably towards the end of his prime. You know, probably has still some good years left, but traded for Luka Dončić, who, if you were to ask me last week, who would I want on my team today? 100% it would be Luka. Like, not even, there is nobody in the league I would want more on the Lakers than Luka. And that happened over the weekend. Like not Nikola Jokic, not Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Like, I want Luka. Luka is, to me, that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant level, like just FU, killer, scorer, like will win games by himself. I mean, the guy dropped 73 points last year. 73.
Wow, I don't know if I even remember that.
The guy has been so like, do you know what like NBA so there's all-stars, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. But there's also all NBA first team, all NBA second team.
Yeah, with us?
Sure. So there are 4 people in the league currently that are 5-time all NBA first teams. Okay. There's LeBron James, who's 40 years old, Kevin Durant, okay, who's 36 years old. Okay. Not Russell Westbrook. Who's the third one? Oh, Nikola Jokic, who's 31 years old, and Luka Dončić.
I thought Luka was older.
25 years old. Well, he just looks like a 40-year-old. He just looks like a 40-year-old.
Well, that's the criticism, I guess, right? So now
he's looking like that, but he's averaging 30, 15, and 10. You know what I mean? Looking like that. So Listen.
I mean, what are your thoughts about the Luka's defense? This is the criticism, right?
I don't care. Like, I have Luka Dončić. Doesn't matter. We'll find like we have defensive players on the team currently. We just got to find a fairly decent center who can play some defense, and we are golden for the next 10 years. Like, it's I don't know what
it's
the
probably
equivalent.
I mean, it's probably the worst trade in NBA history.
It is arguably the worst trade in sports history. Like that
history.
Like this is what the people out there are saying. And I've been trying to find comps in other sports, and I'm having
Walker trade is like the Herschel Walker trade is like one of the notorious worst trades in history, right? Like that was 11 picks or something, and
is that what it was?
Yeah, something crazy.
Somebody said the Babe Ruth was an equivalent.
Oh my God! Wow,
they were talking Babe Ruth trades.
I was having a hard time thinking of an NBA or an NFL equivalent of this trade.
I'm trying to think
what it would be like today. I've seen some people say like Jamar Chase being traded for Mike Evans and a pick, but like I don't even know if that's big enough. Like I don't know if that's big enough. You know what I mean?
Like who's the best quarterback in the NFL?
It would probably be like Mahomes getting traded. Because, Mahomes is the guy right now, getting traded for like, gosh, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of a comp, like
a mid-level quarterback, like
not even no. So listen, so that's what I don't want to besmudge or besmirch Anthony Davis's reputation. Anthony Davis
okay, so maybe he's like
is a top 10 player in the NBA. Like
so maybe it's like Mahomes getting traded for like a
Lamar Jackson's too good.
No, Lamar Jackson's too good. That's what I mean. Like he's got to be.
What about Josh Allen?
The problem is Josh Allen's probably too good too, but maybe closer is Josh Allen. Like I don't know. Josh Allen's too good. That's why the problem in the NFL is the gap between the top and the bottom are
the other problem
like,
too.
There is no middle.
You're not trading quarterback for quarterback either. It's almost like trading Mahomes for like
the top wide receiver. Yeah, like a top wide receiver.
I would say like a defensive player, like a cornerback or like a middle linebacker or something like that. Like that's what you're.
Yeah, or like the best edge rusher or something. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's very difficult. And that's older too. That's been a seasoned one, not a young one. So very, very difficult. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah, maybe like Mahomes. Maybe it's more like Mahomes for like Myles Garrett and a pick.
Yeah,
like maybe that's it. Yeah,
like that might be it. I'm not sure, but
Myles Garrett's very good. He's extremely good. He's probably the best edge rusher in the league. But he's an edge rusher, not a quarterback, and he's he's a vet. He's been in the league for 8, 6, 7 years.
That's it. Yeah. That's so it's tough. It's tough. So I was thinking maybe we could use ChatGPT to help us with some with some comps. You know what I mean? Like what is
we could do that. So we'll do that. I want to give an example of just like what it does and all the and like the research piece of it, because I'm worried with that example that we won't get to see like the research skills of it, right? Like but we could try it for sure. So we should actually probably start one now, because the way it works, it goes out and does
the research.
It does work. Yeah, it goes out and does it. So this is, so let me get some things up on the screen while we're talking. But anyway, so like congratulations. What happened to, I mean, I don't even know. How good are you guys outside of
terrible
this?
So the other problem is we are now we traded away 2 starters to get 1 starter.
Right. So now you need more players.
We need more players. And we traded our 2 best defensive players. arguably our two best defensive players that are both starters. So there's some retooling we need to do. And then tomorrow is the trade deadline. So not only is all that happening, we have like 24 hours basically to fix
now. What's
the problem.
What's the word on the streets there?
It's honestly, Rob Pelinka works in the shadows. There's no word on the street.
Clearly, holy cow! I mean,
did you see the grooming videos I sent you?
Yeah, you sent me. That was really funny. That was funny.
The more I watched,
the funny thing about this was the Mavs GM. He is, what is he, a former Nike exec?
Yeah.
Worked for Nike, and then he botched the Steph Curry deal so
he's
badly
the one that did
that he.
Do you know what happened with the Steph Curry deal?
Yeah, I think he called him Seth in the meeting,
That's
and
true.
then two. presented a pitch that was meant for Kevin Durant.
100%.
Yeah, and then he went to signed with Under Armour. So really shrewd negotiator, very high attention to detail guy we're talking about here. But like, so I haven't really seen a lot of the commentary outside of just like what's happening on Twitter. What did Mark Cuban say? Like, what did he come out and say?
So Cuban's not even a majority owner anymore. So he's been
out. Not okay.
No, because he famously said, "I would divorce my wife."
Divorce his wife. Yeah.
So no, he had no say at all.
But did he comment on it after?
I haven't heard him say anything.
See, that's what I was wondering. I hadn't seen anything, so
I can't imagine he's happy about it.
Interesting.
But yeah,
all right. So
stuff.
We're now going to take this NBA talk and we're going to put the AI spin on it as we do. So we'll talk a little bit here about the new ChatGPT Deep Research. The biggest thing or the first thing I wanted to just point out is the tweet from Sam Altman when they released this, because it's not insignificant what he says here, just to set the stage of kind of like what this is and the potential impact. So I quote tweeted this here, and this was on what day is today? The 5th. So this is Sunday night. So talk about just a weekend of news, right? We've got ChatGPT they don't release, like OpenAI doesn't release stuff on Sundays. Nobody releases stuff on Sundays, but they released this Sunday night at 7 p.m. And so they put this video out there, and I quote tweeted it here, and I said, somehow we'll all wake up tomorrow like nothing happened. What a statement. So Sam Altman tweets here, congrats to the team, especially, these two individuals who helped build the product. My very approximate vibe is that it can do a single-digit percentage of all economically valuable tasks in the world. Let that actually sink in. Not necessarily 1%. A single-digit percent, meaning up to 9%.
What are we even saying? That's insane. That's insanity.
It's insanity. What he just says in this tweet, and let's back up a little bit. Sam has a tendency to be hyperbolic, right? Mm-hmm. A little bit. He's a hype guy, but. I mean, the statement is still crazy. So essentially what they launched here on Sunday is called ChatGPT Deep Research. So we've seen them now launch 2 different agents. By the way, they also launched a new series of models last week called O3. So, I mean, just an insane week of releases from OpenAI. Say what you want, that it's a retaliation from the DeepSeek stuff that we were talking about last week, right? So
they heard we were talking about DeepSeek and they needed to get back.
They were like, "Oh, hold my beer," and so they released the O3 models last week. So they released O3 Mini, and in the great naming convention wars of AI, O3 Mini High is the
What are we
Yeah.
doing, guys?
Yeah. They got to have better names. But so they released those two models. They are like insanely good. The benchmarking obviously better than the O1 models, but they are specific. And I think the most important thing to note here is that they are super fast in terms of like, you know, in relation to like O1. O1's a lot slower when it's doing the reasoning and thinking. So they basically launched two new reasoning models last week, the O3 and the O3 Mini High, or sorry, O3 Mini and O3 Mini High. And then Sunday night, they launched Deep Research, and Deep Research uses full O3, which we haven't gotten released yet, but it uses full O3, and it is essentially a research agent. So the research agent can go out and do 1% of the economically viable work in the world, or up to 9% of all the economically viable tasks in the world. And so, I mean, things you can think about this doing, right? Like, I mean, when you think about what are these economically viable tasks that we're talking about?
Yeah, what does that
right?
even mean?
Like, well, like think about a lawyer who does a lot of research. Like,
paralegals.
Fuck paralegals, a lawyer, like an actual lawyer, right? Like what?
Jack Kelly, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah, this could potentially replace lawyers, or I mean, anybody doing a substantial amount of knowledge work that involves research, right? So like consultants, I think that's something to think about here. We're going to use it in a fun, more fun, like sports
but even like
way.
I feel like like teachers assist, or like what do they call there? You know, professor assistants and stuff like that. Like I feel
yeah,
like they do.
But
I
think you're not thinking big enough. Like bigger. Think of bigger. Like this could be doing cancer research, right? Like things that would take you hours or days to put together reports for. This thing can do in minutes, right?
You could do full curriculums for public schools.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
in a
you
span
could use
of like I don't know who does it. They wouldn't have to do it anymore.
I'll look up some more. I'll look up some more examples of like that we can maybe look through while this is going. But because you're going to see it's going to take some time. But here's how it works. So I'll throw it up on the screen here, and we're going to do it with a fun NBA example. Since we're talking a little NBA tonight, I put together this prompt, and I want it to go out and do detailed research and analysis on one of the games for tonight. And I wanted to give me a full breakdown of, the matchup, and tell me to make basically we're going to break down the Grizzlies and Raptors game tonight.
Okay.
They're scheduled to play each other. I want you to predict the likely outcome of the matchup, use all available reliable resources to gather data, and perform thorough analysis as outlined below. I'm giving it a little bit of a starter here. I think the Raptors have a shot at winning tonight, and I want it to make a case for the Raptors. So I'm giving it a starting point to go out and do research on this specific opinion. And then I've given it just some more guidelines here. Like the thing I've seen so far is you got to be pretty specific with this. So I wrote this prompt, right? Look up spread, total, money line from various sportsbook, use advanced stats analysis, etc. Make a prediction on the money line as it relates to my model. Use this specific website for NBA for rotation data, and then
you're giving it the websites.
You can, yeah, you could tell it which
I was gonna
one.
say, yeah, like you're using like I'm assuming like Basketball Reference.
Well, this is the only site I've named in the whole thing. So then it's going to go out and do the whole thing. I just like this site, and I know it's got good rotation data. So, so then it's got, I've got it talking about how I want it to return stuff: roster, recent form, current injuries, all kinds of stuff like this. And then So when you start this, what happens is the first thing that it's going to do is it's actually going to ask you some clarifying questions. So
interesting.
So all you got to do here is start your deep research. Make sure this is clicked and highlighted. It'll highlight in blue, and you can start this thing, and it's going to send. And it should now give me a set of clarifying questions. So before proceeding with the research, could you specify the sources or sports books you'd like me to consider for spread total money line? Additionally, do you have any specific parameters for advanced stats? Okay, so I'm just going to say use a consensus of sports books.
So they'll basically just average out the sports books.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I just said use the. I'm just gonna let it decide, right? So use advanced stats you deem most predictive of winning. So once I click this, it should now kind of start. And so my experience so far is it's been a little slow to kind of get started, but we'll see. So now it says it's going to conduct thorough analysis of the Memphis Grizzlies versus Toronto Raptors game using the sports. Oh, so it's starting already. So it's faster. So it's already faster than when I started.
What's the current spread on that game?
This will tell me.
Is it at Toronto?
Or is it in Memphis? So. Let me see. It is.
I think.
Oh, it's in Toronto.
I think didn't Toronto play last night? Aren't they on a back-to-back tonight?
Well, I'm guessing that
I don't love the Raptors tonight.
I think sure you don't. The Raptors are definitely the Raptors are the underdog. And they are definitely.
I think their center might be hurt too. Jakob Poeltl.
Well, we're gonna find out. So now it is going out and doing this research. So we can check back in a little bit. But so now it is. It says I'll get back to you shortly, and it's starting the research. And this may take 5 minutes. It may take 15 minutes. It may take 20 minutes. And
interesting.
So like you can go and do other things and come back, and this will be done for you. It's going to give you big whole report.
You could
so see what's happening here on the side. Now it has started its research, and you can see like kind of some of the activity. So it's got two things on the side that start popping up, the activity, and then you can see all the sources. So it lists all the sources here that it is checking. So it is going out, compiling sources, doing research on your topics, actually forming an opinion on all of this stuff for you, and then it will come back. But you can see, okay, so here's the activity we're seeing. So I'm putting together rosters, team stats, injuries, coaching tactics, pulling together the preview by focusing on lineups and player insights, narrowing down research. That says 2023. That ain't right. Looking at CBS Sports, clutch points, AP News insights. And so like you could see kind of the activities that it's doing. So you can see it's gone to Basketball Reference, sportskita.com, clutch points. So far it's used 7 different sources, 8 sources here. So it's out there doing work, right? So here you go. You can see I'm thinking through the Raptors recent stats. Record 16-33. Last game they won over the Clippers. Next against the Knicks. So it's doing all of this stuff in the background while you wait.
Interesting.
Thoughts so far?
I mean, it is the way I think about it is like, okay, how can my kid use I'm going to use this to a certain extent. But I think of like the next gen, you know what I mean? Like, how are my kids going to use this? How can my kids use this?
Just imagine like being in college.
Right. That's what I mean. And I have to imagine teachers are not even close to, like, I think teachers are at like initial ChatGPT. Like I can catch, you know what I mean? I can catch people using
first
AI.
level. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, ChatGPT 1 or whatever.
And only if it says something like as a large language model.
Exactly. This is providing you the sources. I mean,
just wait till you see the write-up. It's
there's no way people are gonna like. You can absolutely use this to make your life better, especially in school. Like young people are going to be all over this. You know what I mean? They're obviously typically the ones that are going to adopt these things quickly.
Yeah, it's worth noting that currently it's only available in the pro tier. So this is the $200 a month tier. Now, you may say, man, that is expensive. However, the value just keeps getting layered on thicker and thicker with the pro tier. So now you have this, you have operator, which we'll talk about in a second. You have unlimited access to Sora. You have unlimited access to the other O3 models, the O1 Pro, O1, all of that. Unlimited access, no constraints. Except for this. So this actually, because of the extremely like high compute power and things like that, you actually are limited to 100 uses of this per month. So if you think about that,
is this one use?
50 cents a run. Yeah, this is one use. Yes.
So anytime you make adjustments to it, that's another use. Like if it comes back,
yeah, but
you
like
want to make sure.
I actually haven't even tried to like have it make edits. So I actually don't think so. So like if this comes back with the big report for you and you want to edit the report, it may not be triggering the research thing. So like that may not be one use, right?
Okay.
But yeah, so you can see that. So while we're doing that, let's jump over to one of the other releases that happened, I think 2 weeks ago, that we actually never covered. And I can't believe we didn't cover it. It's kind of crazy. But here let's dive into this one. So on another screen, this is the other agent that ChatGPT announced 2 weeks ago. Unavailable in my region. That's because I have a VPN on. So I might have a hiccup here while I turn this thing off. 1 second.
No problem. For the record, how would this?
All right, am I back?
Yeah, you're good. How would this compare to the Claude? What was the one we did on Claude maybe a month or two ago?
The computer use? Well, no, we never did Claude computer use, did we? We talked about it, but I don't know if we like demoed it. Did we?
I think we did. Is this the comp for OpenAI?
This will be the comp, yes.
Okay.
For sure. So
yeah, I know we definitely did a computer use episode.
Okay, so this is called Operator, right? And Operator is using something called CUA, computer use. I can't remember what the A stands for, but that's what OpenAI is referring to it as. You come here and it's its own thing. It's operator.chatgpt.com. And so you can have it do its own, anything you want it to do. You can start to ask it what to do. But here it's got, some prompts we can do as just like out of the box. So let's pick something out of let's like pick something out of the box here.
I saw go to the Sphere one. I saw
I liked that one. You want to do this?
Yeah.
So this says find 2 tickets for the next concert at the Sphere. Do we want to do something different? Like
what are the other options? I can't read.
Well, why don't we just modify this ourselves? Let's say find 2 tickets.
What about this? Okay.
How about the Super Bowl? Super Bowl's coming up.
There you go.
Let's do find 2 tickets to let's say find 2 of the best value tickets for the Super Bowl. Okay, so we're going to try to have it find us 2 Super Bowl tickets and a hotel nearby. So let's just see what happens. We haven't tried this. I've only tried Operator one time.
I have another one for you too, if we have time.
Okay, so here we go. So let's just see what happens here. So it basically takes over your screen. It pops up this kind of cloud browser. So we could probably make this bigger, but you could see. So now it's already looks like it's using Bing. It's already looking up the Super Bowl.
It's using Bing.
Yeah, well, they have the partnership with Microsoft.
With Microsoft?
Right? So, yeah. So, first of all, is there a dark mode? Because if not,
my retinas.
Yeah, no kidding. The only person I know that likes this much light mode is Von Frunten. So
really,
yeah, oh yeah, he's a
built different
big light mode guy. Yeah, built different indeed. Actually, is it cat? Yeah, it's Von Frunten that likes light mode, I believe. Okay, so here now you have browsing activity has been paused. It probably knows it's a bot. Interesting. Okay, so Ticketmaster, it couldn't do. So how to get tickets to the Super Bowl. All right, it's going. But you can see here, you've got the ability to kind of take control if you need to. And it will also
where is the Super Bowl this year?
New Orleans.
Oh, it's in New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah. So here you go.
Is that and that's this weekend, right? You can see I'm plugged in.
Yeah, it's Sunday the 9th.
Okay, interesting.
So now if I wanted to, I could, if I see it like struggling like this, right?
Yeah.
I could take control, or I might even be able to, I could probably try to prompt it right now and say, use StubHub. They obviously have a
bot controller.
Oh, so here you go. This thing knows that it's a bot, right? So it's asking to do the press and hold thing. So let's say I'm going to take control. And so here's what happens. I encountered a human verification step on location, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm going to do it. I'm going to press and hold it and
then it can
see if it keeps going. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. And you can start to see, obviously this is slow, right? But, and there's still like human stuff going on. And it asks you what you had to do here. And you can just return control to operator. But, I know that it's going to struggle here. It's shopping packages. There you go. Look, it's clicking on it. It's shopping packages. So right now we have two agents doing two totally different things for us. While we yap about sports. So here you go. This is happening. Look, man, no hands. We're not doing any of this. It is looking for Super Bowl packages.
Sold out.
But I'm going to go ask it. Let's see. Because we saw the StubHub thing, right?
Right.
So let's say. Well, it's actually, it's doing it. Like it is looking for Super Bowl packages here. It selected 2 tickets and now it just told us I found 2 tickets.
It took your credit card.
It took my credit card. It's found 2 tickets to the Super Bowl in section 629, row 10, priced at $42.50 each, totaling it. Would you like me to proceed to checkout? Let's say,
nah.
Okay, so now I'm telling it to go find me the hotel first. And so let's see what it does. All right. So, yep, now it's opening a new tab. So, hey, ChatGPT, just like me, 40 fucking tabs open. Right?
We're not so different after all.
We're not so different, you and I, ChatGPT. So we got operator now looking at Bing travel. While it's doing this, should we go check in and see if our other cook is done? So we've got operator working on our trip to the Super Bowl, and now we're going back, and it looks like our analysis is done. So look, research completed in 10 minutes, and it took 29 sources. So let's look and see what we have here. So Memphis Grizzlies versus Toronto Raptors game preview, team information. So you can see like it cites all of its sources here. as like the research is coming. But before we actually like read into this, just look how long it is. Like this is a full report, right? Like on all of these things that we asked for. I mean, this is not a small write-up.
Right.
Right? So think about how long something
this might be
more
typing than I have done in my entire life.
Well, I was just gonna say, think about how long it would take you to do a write-up like this.
It would
like
take
look at
me
this thing.
It would take me infinity because I would just never do it.
It's crazy. Like how in
that
depth
looked
was.
Like 15 pages.
Yeah, right. Actually, that's a really good thing that I haven't done yet. Should we take this and throw it into a Google Doc and just see how long it is?
I bet you it's 10 to 15 pages long.
Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna just go to a Google Doc here and just start a new one. We're just going to blank Google Doc.
Pain's here. I'm gonna bring Pain up. Pain, you want to come up? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Hey, there he is. Hey, Pain,
okay, so this is excluding the sources. What's up, Pain? Excluding the sources, just a straight copy and paste into it. Wow. Wait. Where do I see the page count here? Hold on. It appears to be, doesn't give me an actual. Holy shit. Okay, let's guess. First guess, Pain.
24.
Good guess. Chamber.
Well, I got to go up now. I thought 10 to 15. I'm gonna say 27.
Right in the middle. This but 25 pages. This gave us a 25-page report in this Google Doc of just one NBA game tonight, by the way. So, I mean, pretty thorough, pretty robust. Do we want to dive into a little bit of what it says here? So let's go back to the ChatGPT screen and we'll just jump into what the actual write-up says. But I mean, I don't think I'm gonna read all of this, quite honestly. Right?
Where do I put my money, ChatGPT?
Right. But so here you go. So it talks about projected starting lineups, Memphis key players and stats. I mean, it talks about rookie center Zach Edey, and it even tells you how fucking tall he is.
So what is he? 7'5"?
7'4". 7'4". It talks about Luke Kennard shooting an elite 49.4% from three. Toronto key players and stats, bench and depth for both teams. Talks about their current form and performance, standings, home and away. Injury report and availability. So this is a big deal. Grizzlies are navigating several injuries. Desmond Bane sidelined with an ankle injury. Marcus Smart remains out with the hand and finger injury. Backup wing John Conchar is day to day. On a positive note, though, Ja returned Monday after missing a game with shoulder injury. Raptors have their own injury concerns, though. We've got Quickly. Just came back from a lengthy absence. Siakam. Oh no!
Did you say Siakam?
No, it talks about how they're both traded. So it said notably, Toronto's lineup is missing two familiar names from past seasons. Okay, ChatGPT. So you're even talking about past players, but it got it right. It says they were traded.
Yeah.
Fatigue also a factor. Chambers. So you did mention Toronto second night of a back-to-back. Yep. They played and lost to the Knicks. Oh my God, I can't talk. The Knicks, not the Licks. That's it. That's a Canadian.
That's the WNBA
team. The WNBA. Oh my God. You can't say that.
I'm pretty sure I can.
Oh, geez. All right. Coaching strategy, tactical adjustments, blah, blah, blah. Rotation analysis. Holy cow. I mean, like strengths and weaknesses of each team. Raptors offense versus Grizzlies defense. I like. It would take me 20 minutes just to read all of this.
I would never be able to read all of this. I would
well,
also
we
need
could just get to the prediction.
ChatGPT.
We'd miss the game by that point.
Yeah, right, exactly. But it does talk about, now we've got, so like this I think is really interesting. So it starts into like the market data, right? So it talks about overview. So the points are, Grizzlies are favored about 8 to 9. Some books are listed around 7.5 to 8. That's cool. After early action on Toronto, Chamber. Grizzlies are around minus 300, minus 320, implied win probability of 75%. So again, Chamber, this is a long shot bet for the night, but we're gonna, we'll see.
So what would you be betting? You would be betting. I'm for the record.
Here, I think they can win outright. So I'm taking it.
You're taking a straight up win from Toronto.
Yes, we are.
Interesting.
And then it comes down and analyzes the total. Total in the high 30s or 230s is notably high. Implies the game with a 120 to 118 range. Talks about why that might be. Arguments for the over. Arguments for the under. Interesting. Given these considerations, the total is set high for good reason. Memphis games often turn into shootouts. The question is whether Toronto's improved defense or fatigue-induced slower pace can counteract that. Market has actually nudged the total upward from 238 to 240. So interesting. Betting implications, potential value. Let's go down to the prediction here. So it says, considering all the above factors, the Memphis Grizzlies are favored to win this game. They a more consistency and firepower. We project Memphis as the most likely winner with a 70 to 75% probability, significantly higher than the chance I gave them. It predicts the score of Memphis 120, Toronto 110. There you go, Chamber. So ChatGPT agrees with you. Betting recommendations: Memphis money line. Lean on Memphis minus 7.5. Lean on the under 240. Ja Morant's player prop over points. Giving you quickly under 14.5 points.
I agree with that.
And it also gives you a little live bet recommendation.
Over on Ja.
Says over on Ja, yeah.
Points.
And under on quickly.
Okay.
And it tells you to potentially look to bet Toronto live at 15 plus if you can get a 15 plus live point spread. Interesting.
Does it give any insight on the potential Grady Dick jersey swap picture at the end?
No, but it does talk about Grady Dick hitting 4 threes at a good clip.
Yeah.
It says statistical nuggets. Memphis's offensive rating of 118.3 is not just high, it's sustainable. They rank in the top 5 in both fast break points and points in the paint. Interesting. I mean, this is pretty fucking crazy analysis, no?
100%. Like, it's unbelievable.
Schedule quirk. It's rare to see it's rare to see a team like Toronto play Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday all at home. So like it is, wow, this is like pretty crazy analysis.
I wouldn't have thought that. That's interesting. That's an interesting pickup.
Yeah.
Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
I mean, there's some like really cool nuggets of stuff in there. So there's your analysis. It's predicting the Grizzlies by about 10 points. So we'll see. Let's check back and see. It did not get the first one we did correct, but that's the nature of sports betting. You might hit 54%. You know what I mean?
All you need, right? Isn't that what you need? 53, 54%?
53.5 to 54% to be profitable. But let's see. So it likes the Grizzlies by 10 tonight. And it also liked what were the props it gave? Ja over, quickly under is what it gave.
I like quickly under. I don't know if I love Ja because I feel they have a point of attack guard. I think that defends very well. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Grady Dick.
No, I'm definitely not Grady Dick. Payne, do you know who I'm talking about? There's like there's a guy they have, but I might be wrong.
All right, so let's go back and check on our operator now and see if it found us a hotel. So let's see, we've got operator over here. The Motel 6 New Orleans.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
There you go. The Motel 6 New Orleans near downtown has a king room, non-smoking, available for your dates, totaling $1,018.54 with taxes and fees. So, Chamber,
how many nights?
2 nights, I think.
One bedroom?
1 room, 2 nights. Yeah, for the Super Bowl, bro.
At a Motel 6?
It's the Super Bowl. What do you expect?
Guess. I mean, I don't know. That's insane.
The tickets to the game are $4,200.
I agree. The room shouldn't be that much. A quarter
so
of that.
We could get Chamber, we could have a nice little weekend for 2 here, staying at the Motel 6, going to the Super Bowl for about $9,500 all in. Should we have ChatGPT book it, or should we say thanks but no thanks?
No, I think we can watch that right on the TV. Make ourselves
all right.
Order some burritos after the game.
We've got a couple more minutes. You said there was one more thing you wanted to try. Should we go back and try it?
Yeah, no, 100%. And then we can get Payne's take on. I'm curious to see Payne's thoughts on comps for the Luka trade too. But I was thinking if it could find us, so you being in New Jersey, me being in Southwestern Ontario, find a concert.
There you go. Okay,
go
ahead.
Find a concert that is generally in in an area that's easy for both of us to get to, maybe like a central area. Over the next, say in the summertime or in the springtime. I can hear my kids fighting upstairs. I'm gonna go kick the crap out of them. Get off this. I'm doing a show. Payne. So I don't know. We came to the conclusion that maybe for the NFL, the Luka trade was like a quarterback for like a defensive player. Like an elite defensive player. I don't know.
There just has to be something else that's going on, because there's no way.
Chamber, what kind of music should we? What kind of concert should we have it look for?
Let's do like a I don't know. Blink-182 a pop punk concert. I want you to enjoy yourself.
Okay, go ahead, Payne. Sorry. But hold on. Here's my prompt. I have a bald friend that lives in Southern Ontario. I live in Northwest New Jersey. I need you to find me a concert that's somewhere near the midway point over the summer months that we could go to. We like pop punk music. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Now, go to our senior NBA correspondent, Payne.
Well, one thing that's interesting, the 2 teams that made the Western Conference Finals decided to blow up their teams.
They really did. They really did.
Giving Cat away, that's real smart.
Arguably both for the same reason, because neither of them wanted to pay the Supermax for their player.
Yeah.
I think that's, at the end of the day, I think that's why both did the trades that they did.
Which I don't know if you talked about. You said, I asked about the weight, and you said.
So I love when something really good happens to the Lakers. I don't listen to Laker podcasts. I immediately go and listen to Bill Simmons' podcast, because he is
because he's a Celtics fan.
He's a Celtics fan, and he gets so mad. And
I can't even imagine what he was like.
I listened 3 days in a row. I just been listening to Bill Simmons' podcast. It's amazing. But I don't know, one of the guys, I think it was Ryan Russillo. Is he on the podcast with him? I think.
I don't know, but Ryan Russillo just eats, sleeps, and breathes the NBA. So
so I think Ryan Russillo was
also a Celtics guy, because he's from Hartford.
I think so.
Yeah.
But basically says, I don't care if Luka was hacking darts, bringing the ball up the court. I would still re-sign him to a Supermax. That was 100%. So regardless of his weight, it doesn't matter. Like he was just in the finals last year, right? I mean, Payne, that's what you said. I mean,
but did you saw the what's his name? Brian Windhorse. Is that who I'm thinking of? The his analysis that's why they lost the finals was Luka's defense. And
it is pretty atrocious, but
I
mean, my favorite line was, I asked you via text on the morning of the trade. First of all, I texted you and said, "Is this real?" And you
you did.
You were like, "Yeah," because I
had just fallen back to sleep.
You were like, "I was up till 5 a.m." And I was like, "Do you have any concerns about his weight?" And your response was so good.
Well, I don't know what I said.
All you said was, "I eat when I'm unhappy too."
That's true.
And I thought that was hilarious. Okay, wait, let's check on Operator real quick. It looks like it has looked up both concerts in New Jersey as well as Buffalo, New York.
Okay, Buffalo.
And now it's navigating to Ticketmaster to find some tickets here. So let's keep going.
How long would it take you to get to Buffalo? I feel like longer.
About 4.5 hours. Probably.
Yeah, it's only like 2 hours for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to find a concert right midway. We're talking like fucking middle of nowhere, upstate New York.
Like I'm trying to think. Like
Pittsburgh's actually further from me than Buffalo, probably.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just because of
my geography is terrible.
Shot from me, yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, so I don't know. I think we're about to see Luka. Like he is the type of player that uses this type of thing to motivate him. I think from what I've seen so far, we're gonna see hot boy Luka Summer coming in. He's gonna be like 220. He's gonna look like a supermodel. He's gonna be in LA. He's gonna get on bronze. I'm gonna live forever regime, whatever that is. Whatever. Like I think I heard LeBron spends like over $1 million a year just for fitness.
Yeah, he's gonna get a blood boy.
Yeah, you gotta get a blood boy, which
you can't get those genes. Like that's one thing you can't buy. You
can get a lot of it. You can get a lot of it. I remember. So I would argue like Kobe didn't have the genes. Like Kobe Max, he's 6'6", which is he's tall. But, I mean, he had a little bit of the genes, but I would argue he did the most with the least. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron, the Shaqs, the Giannis's, these guys are like, they have gifts that are not, naturally.
But what made Kobe different is he could go on, 3 to 4 hours of sleep every night and just be in the gym 24/7.
But that's what I'm saying. He worked.
Yeah, he did.
But I remember when he went to Germany, like he had like a knee issue and went to Germany and came back and was like 25 years old again.
Yeah,
this is what money can buy. So we need to get Luka hooked up with the German doctors. That's what we need. But I guarantee you, this time come September, it's going to be hot boy Luka season.
I don't understand. You trade an older player. You trade for an older player who, I mean, yeah, he plays good defense.
Great defense. Great elite. Like
he's already injury
I feel like people are dogging AD too much. Like, oh, they only got one pick. Like, yeah, AD's like 4 picks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
he was like 4 picks.
I'm telling you, you could trade AD today and get 4 first rounders easily. So that's 4 picks plus another pick, and then arguably Max Christie's another pick. That's like 6 picks. Let's be honest.
Oh, Max Christie.
Goodness. Max Christie dropped like it was 4.
But I mean, you blew up everything, right? Like he bought a home. You had to refund these people who canceled their season tickets. I mean,
he just bought a $15 million house in Dallas.
Yeah. Wow, did he? Holy crap!
Just bought it.
Someone said that's really why he's crying, because $15 million in Texas versus
is
in
not,
California. Right.
Not in Malibu. That's a $65 million house in Malibu.
So operator here is searching for pop punk for us now. It doesn't like Ticketmaster, so Ticketmaster does. Well, sorry, I should say Ticketmaster doesn't. Look, it says I couldn't find any pop punk concerts in Buffalo during summer 2025 on StubHub. Would you like me to check Rochester or Hamilton? Yeah. So
you want to come to the Hammer? This is the Hammer's a good time, man. It's the Pittsburgh of Canada.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, maybe I'll pass on that, but I appreciate the thought, Chamber. We will one day go to a concert together. Maybe some Sufjan Stevens, so I could see you cry like Luka.
Oh, I was gonna say that's not on the list, is it? Because yes, I would cry.
No, but it does have. What did it go? Warped Tour, pop punk night, emo. Pop punk's not dead. I mean, we picked a pretty crazy genre here, but I don't know. June, what is this? This is pretty good. It just didn't know. It probably could finish if I gave it a little guidance. June 5th. Yeah. June 20th. I wonder if those are not technically summer months yet.
Oh, I guess maybe not.
When does summer start? Isn't it like right around June 20th?
June 21st.
Yeah. So there you go. It could have, but August would have counted. Mm-hmm. Oh, but that's United Kingdom. Oh, these are United Kingdom.
Oh, that's fine.
Yes, Buffalo United Kingdom. Yes,
that's right. By the way, before we leave,
yes,
I have to tell you what happened today. Not moments.
Got it. It's already over. This was fast today.
It was a fast day today. I was working. I was visiting a cannabis store, and as I'm leaving, there was
For those of you who don't know, that is the industry in which you work.
Yes, that is the industry. So I visit a lot of cannabis stores in my day. As I'm leaving, I saw this young lady in her car, and she was driving away. And I'm kind of looking at her. I'm like, oh, there's something on her driver's side window. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that's a driving crooner. And I started doing this. She's looking at me.
Did she do it?
So listen. So this young lady might be, I don't know, 25, 27, like I would say late 20s, early 30s at the most. Okay. And she's driving by in the parking lot. So she's kind of like wrapping around me, and it hits me right on. Like it needs to be.
It needs to be. It needs to.
And it was. And as soon as it hit me, she looks at me, and I went like this, and she stops, and I think she thought she knew me. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And she rolled down the window, so the crooner went away. And I said, it was perfect.
It was dead on.
It was dead on. And I said, I was appreciating your driving crooner. And she kind of stopped for a second. She's like, and she starts laughing. She's like, this is so niche that nobody ever gets it. I said, it was right on. It was dead on. It was perfect.
That's amazing.
We had a nice little moment. I told her I appreciated her niche comedy.
That's fantastic. Musings. Yeah.
But yeah. Ray. I did it too.
That's so good. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, that is gonna do it for us today. So go out. If you don't have the pro plan, they're gonna be rolling this stuff out to the plus plans, and I think even Deep Research on the free plan at some point they mentioned with just like limited queries, but it's pretty incredible. The agent world is here. We didn't get to talk Billy Betts today, so we'll talk Billy Betts next week, probably more timely next week. Anyway, we could do a deep dive on that, but that is going to do it for us today. Until next time, keep the mic hot.
What have I done? What have I become? I can't describe this.